Welcome back to the Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning Live, Perfect Playthrough Part 6. And I'm going to show you how to make really fast money in the game. And we'll get ourselves a house and we'll work our way up to level 16. Hopefully we'll get most of the level, as we're watching. But for now, the goal is to first get our house. So in order to do that, we're going to come over here to Shield Ring Keep, and we're going to go down here into Webwood. And I know, God forbid, I'm going to lock two regions, level lock two regions in this episode. But that's okay, because both of them we have already out-leveled by one level. Unless you're playing on very hard mode, in which case it is equal level to you right now. So we've got the main quest over here, which we might as well pick up at Arden's hut. So I'm going to save, so I've already created a second save at 15, so I'm not going to touch this level 15 save anymore. So I'll be working off of this new save going forward. When we get inside, before you talk to the NPC in here, try and create another save really quick, because you do have a persuasion check, and it's not hugely important that you get it, but it just gives you a little bit different dialogue. So in the process of getting that, we'll probably end up with both anyway, so you can see both. It's not a big deal either way, but I'm going to show you. So it did quick save for you already, so you could play off of that one, but might as well.
Interesting. You're not at all what I expected to find here.
And we now meet the beautiful Ellen Shearer, who has a very great voice actress. I don't even know who it was, but she did an excellent job.
I trailed a band of Tuatha to this place. They killed the Fate Weaver. I was hoping his corpse would give me an idea of why they were here. Now I know. They were hoping to find you. Oh, no reason. At least not one you have to worry about.
Alright, well, since I'm going to have to reload, I failed the persuasion check. I'll show you what she says on the other option, and then we'll reload.
You have no idea who I am, do you? This is starting to make sense. But no time for introductions now. The Tuatha are still on the move. I'm certain that we'll see one another again soon. Be on your way.
Alright, let's try that again.
Interesting. You're not at all what I expected to find here. I trailed a band of Tuatha to this place. They killed the Fate Weaver. I was hoping his corpse would give me an idea of why they were here. Now I know. They were hoping to find you. Oh, no reason. At least not one you have to worry about. If I'd but the Tuatha, I'm certain we'd be on your way.
I should have leveled up, put more points into, in hindsight, into persuasion. And actually, what I should have done is, instead of spread my points out here, I should have been leveling up Mercantile and Sagecraft for what I'm about to do. But it's okay, it's not a big deal. We're going to respec anyway.
Interesting. You're not at all what I expected to find here. I trailed about. I was hoping. Now I know. They were knowing you. You're definitely involved. But something tells me I know you better than you knew yourself. Don't you remember me? I'm hurt. No time for introductions now. The Tuatha are still on the move. I'm certain that we'll see one another again. Soon. Be on your way.
Looking forward to it, Ellen.
What happens here?
Alright, so we succeeded for the persuasion check, and you can proceed on. We'll save that.
Arden's dead. How did this happen? Why would they have come here? Why kill a harmless old Fate Weaver? They couldn't know that you were headed here. I mean, the stingy bastard owes me a week of drinks. Doesn't mean he deserved to be murdered. I was hoping to avoid this, but I think I'm going to have to take you to Delok. It's a sacred place to we Fate Weavers. Somewhere that I was hoping to avoid. I was hoping Arden could take you, but I guess it comes down to me. No reason getting anyone else killed over it. Go, I'll meet you there. Once I give Arden a proper funeral. This is twice now I've buried the bodies left in your wake.
Now, this is an opportunity to respec, but I'm not going to worry about it until we're ready to do blacksmithing, which will be in the next episode. So, I mean, you can talk to Agarth again.
What's bothering you? He died before his time, but I can't imagine many tears will be shed for him. You tell enough futures and soon you won't have any friends left. Under the Delok ruins in Etenmere is a nexus of oracular power. It's where the Fate Weaver Order was founded, but no one has been there in over 100 years. Everyone thinks the immortal Fae are enigmas, but they've got it all wrong. The Fae are simple, far simpler than mortals. They never change. Even when their bodies die, they reform again, often years later. The Tuatha aren't like any Fae I've ever known. They're cruel, bloodthirsty, and savage. Why, they're practically human. Ah, the warm and welcoming Fae of the Summer Court. They were the ones who welcomed man, Alpha, and Gnome into the Faelands. You'd hardly realize the Tuatha are the same sort of creature. I was hoping it wouldn't come to this, but we're going to have to go to Delok. Maybe something there can tell me why I can't see your fate. Get going. I'll meet you there.
Now, we're not actually going to go to Delok. Instead, we're going to go down here to where we will get our house. So you may want to save just before you go into the town. It's not a big deal either way. We're going to have a fight in here. So I will, but not terribly necessary. I mean, you haven't progressed all that much further. So try and get in here pretty quick, and then fade shift rather. And that should take them out. There we go.
Thank the gods, somebody finally came. Tell us, are you from Gorehart or Dyden Hill? How many warriors travel with you? It seems you're not the assistance we requested, but don't think me ungrateful. I could... Ganarok could use someone of your particular skill. The town was built for those who made their living harvesting silk from webwood. Though dangerous, we had the bridges and magic to guard us. Unfortunately, that seems to have stopped, and we don't have the people or the defenses to hold out indefinitely. I'm doing my best to save this town. I'm sure you can see that. Those that make their living taking the webbing from the wood so we can process it. Most of them didn't survive the first spider attacks. The old forest is home to countless spiders. I've heard of a time when it stretched from here to Oderath. Legends say that there was even a terrible wraith named the Widow who ruled the spiders. But such is for children's tales. We sit on the border to Webwood, most of us silk farmers. Normally, we rely on our bridges and an ancient Summer Fae aura to guard us. But of late, What defenses we have are failing. These monstrous spiders strike at us from all sides. They've even gotten as far as Yolvan. A week ago, a team of hunters was led by the village's chief defender, Barton. We need someone to go find him and his party. Good. I have more information to give you regarding Barton and the hunting party. But let's not give anyone false hope. And these townsfolk are growing hysterical. Meet me on the southern bridge and we'll continue our discussion. He's too new to our village to have already given his life in its defense. But I fear it may be too late to save him. The spiders. We've had an uneasy existence on the edge of Webwood. But never have we had to fear for our lives so. And our greatest warrior, Barton, is lost somewhere within it. We need you to find him. They are a strange, mincing people. No sense of themselves or how others perceive them. They're just too caught up in their own nature. Good hunting!
There is another quest giver, another couple of quest givers, I think, in here. So go ahead and grab that. Yeah, in here.
Thank the gods. Someone from the outside finally made it through. I thought we'd be... well, I never thought I'd see a new face again. But it's good you're here. I'm Siluretta Vonner, the village mediciner, and I need your help. He's an eager man, eager to have us all leaping to his call. Though who knows how long the village will last with such a leader. My dear husband, I know he thinks himself useless, but the deer has been essential in helping me keep this town in health potions and anti-venom. Even the wondrous Dalentarth has its dark places, but the silk we take from these spiders gets a fair coin elsewhere, so here we stay. But recently, the winds of the wood are darker, the air more thick, and now the spiders have besieged us. It's as though the witch has finally come. It's an old story. My grandmother used to tell it when I was young. It's supposed to scare young ones away from Webwood. They said that the widow ripped out her heart when she first found love, and that she has her spiders rip out the hearts of all who dare pierce her wood. Normally I keep a stock of anti-venom at hand for when silk farmers get bitten, but with the recent attacks my stores have been emptied. There's not much to the potion, but because we've been in Webwood for so long, we're more sensitive to the spider poison than most. So there is an ingredient I still need, the poison glands of the spiders themselves. I'll need someone to harvest them. Good. I'll need as large a batch of the potion as I can make, so 15 glands or so will be needed. In the maws of the beasts that hunt us, I'm afraid, the only way to get the glands is to kill a spider and take them. It's no easy task, but the town needs this potion soon. Stay safe.
So we'll get Hair of the Dog and complete it as we're progressing, so don't worry about it too much. I wonder why I've got the quest icon
Have you had
still.
any luck getting those poison glands? Good day.
You came from the wood? I almost can't believe the last time I was in there. It was when the spiders first came. Sorry, I forget myself. I'm Jennery Vorna. I gather reagents for my wife Siluretta, Kenarok's mediciner. My wife? A damn wizard at the Alchemy bench? Or a damn alchemist. You know what I mean. It was something that my old dad used to tell me when he wanted to scare the daylights out of me. Watch you don't go too close to the webs, Jen, he'd say. The widow will have your eyes for supper. I always thought it was just a tale. I harvested the silk of that place for 40 years. I know its ins and outs. It was never a completely safe place, but few really are. But I have never seen the spiders act like this. They never broke into a man's house. They never crossed the bridges. Mind the web.
And there should be one other quest giver and a few NPCs we can talk to, so might as well get that out of the way.
There's a lot I need to do, stranger, so if you've come on business, you should make it quick. The forge is hot if you need to use it, and I've a few items I can spare, but we'll need them soon enough, I'm sure. Just about the only damn thing that keeps the town from falling to pieces. Literally, it's a blacksmith's job. Coroner's decent from what I've seen. No reason to think he's not the man for the job. Don't let my mother hear you. You'll have a mouth full of salt and your hands full of cold iron before you can reach the door. All my life, it was just a tale the old ones would talk of when night fires were nearly out. But it's becoming real. The widow is real. I can't say I know much about it, besides the stories I heard when I was a boy. I spend most of my time in town as the handyman. It's almost as if the stories are now true. It's like the witch has come back. Keep safe.
So you can see that repairing something like here is already pretty expensive, so we want to avoid using just the blacksmiths to repair. Instead we'll rely on the repair kits. So how many do I have right now? I have 5, so I'm going to stock up a little bit more on repair kits.
So, you're the one that's supposed to save us all. All I see is another liability. If you're looking for potions, see Silhouetta. For a bed, a forge, or other items, try the inn. And whatever you do, stay alert. He's my cousin. Distant cousin. But I couldn't care less who's in charge around here. When the dice are tossed, the only thing important is yourself. Wasn't from these parts. Came from the north, from Gorhart. Nice enough place, but if they think the woods of Otheroth are frightening... It's trying to kill us. That forest will be the death of us all. I've been thinking that since the first moment I came to this town. Has everyone become a child when I wasn't looking? The widow is an invention. A story, by the God's sake. Since when have words been cause for such panic? Webwood has its terrors, certainly. But is it more comforting to give those a name? A motive? A legend? I've work to do.
Stranger, I heard you aren't afraid to pass through Webwood. What I wouldn't give to be like you, to leave this place. I haven't seen my home in weeks, and I fear something horrible has happened there. It's a strange man that asked to be in charge in this situation. But we'll need to coordinate if we're to survive this. I am not from the town of Canarok. Not properly. My family... Well, I came from the east, from a small farm on the edge of Webwood. My family was never that familiar with the history of Webwood. When we were fleeing from the war, we didn't have time to learn the old stories. But that's all they are. Stories. There's no reason to believe in the widow any more than that the sun might fall one day from the sky and crush us all. My parents loved the wood. Genuinely. There was no war. There was no worrying. It was a simpler life for them. They were not from here. They didn't know the danger to our farm, to our lives. That's just it. I don't know. I came to Canarok some days before the first attacks. I was stuck here. Our farmhand, Cartery Jake, stumbled into Canarok a few days later. He was tight-lipped about my parents at first. Then he said the spiders got them.
Now he avoids me, avoids everyone. Something happened at the farm, but I can't bring myself to find out what. Thank you. I will give you whatever I have. Just bring me news of my mother and father. I need to know what happened there.
Now, if you're not already level 14, you should be if you're following the guide, but if you're not level 14, accepting this quest will lock Haxi, and Haxi maxes out on hard mode at level 14, I think level 15 for very hard. So I'm level 15, so it's fine.
At Toth Farm, I need you to find out what happened there. I lost contact with my family when the spider attacks stranded me here. Our farmhand, Cartery Jake, made it here a few days after the attacks began, but he won't give me a straight answer about my parents. I fear the worst. Farewell.
Does no one else see the widow? The widow is coming for us, and her brood comes with her. We'll be food before nightfall. We can't hold this island, these few buildings against them. I run the inn here in Kennerock. Nice, respectable way to make coin, unlike those foolish silk farmers. Maybe if the inn was in a fit state, but there aren't any rooms for rent right now. You're welcome to sleep if you can find a spare bit of floor. How most in town made their living before the attacks, collecting the webs from the wood and weaving it into cloth and such. Damn scavengers. She's as old as Webwood and twice as menacing. She's the devils of this forest incarnate, that's what she is. I heard tales of war and demons, stranger, but none as chilling as the widow's. And now she's coming for us. What are you thinking? That we asked for this trouble by living here? That we're somehow to blame for this? What did any of us do to deserve this? What could anyone do to deserve this fate?
So Becky's got repair kits. I'm just going to buy all of them. It's always good to restock on repair kits whenever you got the opportunity. Kind of want to carry around 30 of them or so, maybe. Alright, now we just need to speak to Shady Jake.
Like the wrong place at the wrong time, like me. No offense, but I've not much interest in talking or listening. Doesn't pay to get too comfortable with people in this town right now. That doesn't concern you, and you best stay out of my affairs. Why are you wanting to know about him? I don't go asking you about yourself. You could return the favor. Do you go talking to all strangers, asking about their lives and who they are? Leave me alone. That's what I'm called, and that's all you'll be getting out of me. Survival is my concern, not who leads Kennerock. He's human, and all that entails. A story for children. There's not much more to it than that. Nasty place. I'd get as far away from it as I could. Glad that's done.
again. Speak with me a moment while we're away from prying ears. Kenrock is looking to me for leadership, and I'm more than happy to give it to them. However, if Barton returns, that all evaporates. Let me put it this way. It is for the best that he is dead. Do you understand? He's a stubborn and superstitious fool. He'd have the entire town chasing shadows instead of harvesting riches. Barton has survived worse than this. I want assurance that he won't return to rob me of my newfound status. So here's my proposal. Confirm that Barton is dead, whatever it takes. I'll pay well for your help in this. Unlike Barton, I have some sense of what leadership really requires. What are you talking about? I merely asked you to find Barton within Webwood. Or what's left of him. Now, are we finished? Kenrock has need of me. I'm a very important man, you know. Good hunting!
So I'll show you the other dialogue option really quick for this too. He doesn't come outright and say it on either case, but it's clear he wants you to kill Barton.
Hello. Speak with me a moment while we're away from prying ears. Kenrock is looking to me. Let me put it this way. He's a stubborn and superstitious fool. He'd have the entire... It would do you well to befriend me. So long as I hold sway in Kenrock, I can pay very well for your loyalty. But I understand your initial reservations. I don't need you to accept immediately. Just think about it. When the time comes, I have faith you'll come around. What are you talking about? I merely asked you to find Barton within Webwood. Or what's left of him. Now, are we finished? Kenrock has need of me. I'm a very important man, you know. Good hunting!
So going to Tow Farm, and even just accepting this quest should have locked it actually, but if you go to Tow Farm, that'll lock Haxie level lock like I said earlier. Not a big deal. But first we're going to go over and do the quest that we were just given, and then we'll hit up Tow Farm on the way back. And perhaps, actually, you know what, I'm going to, since this one is pretty easy to do, I'm going to go grab the Silk Farmer remains. And we can grab those as we're running around the zone. So you can see we got a bunch of Silk Farmer remains, so we can grab those when we're on our way over to Tow Farm and whatnot. I'll pick up these two on the way down to find Barton, so we'll go grab that one next. And if you want to kill stuff, you can. There are some enemies out here a little bit more difficult, but it doesn't hurt to get a little bit more XP. And in the process, you'll also be picking up poison glands, so it doesn't hurt. Oh, be careful not to go further down this path. Wow, okay. Almost level locked the next region. Didn't want to do that yet. Although I think it is capped at level 15, so wouldn't be a big deal even if I did lock it. But I don't want to do it unintentionally. Backup save here. Now you can loot all of those just like their chests. Again, I'm not looting anything until level 40. Hoping they fix the bugs. And hopefully I'll get level 40 loot video then. We don't actually need to jump down there yet. So we'll go back up and talk to Barton here first. And then we can go down and clear that area afterwards. But given that all of this stuff capped out at level 14, which is why it's all gray to us, I'm going to think about a different spot to level.
Stay back. Wait, an Alpha? By the Widow's mercy. Who sent you? Have you word from Kenarok? I thought I'd find a nice place to retire. But before I could even look at a farm, this trouble with the spiders began. It used to be a place for easy money when the Fae pacified the wood. But lately, things have turned worse. The spiders make their home in these trees, corrupting what should be a sunny place into a twisted, winding ruin. But Webwood wasn't more than a nuisance, until now. Seems like Kenarok is beset by the whole damn forest, and we're not winning. I'm the only one left. My men and I were ambushed when we entered the cave. It's as if the damn spiders set a trap for us. These spiders are somehow using strategy, tactics. Simple ones, but enough to overwhelm us. I think someone is leading them. It's all over this cave. Footprints, torn webs, but no body. Could be the Bloody Widow for all I know, but Kenarok needs to be told. That damn... This whole suicide mission was his idea. Now he tries to have me killed? I need to tell Kenarok what has happened here, and deal with Garena. I have to hurry. Speak with me after we reach Kenarok. Speak with me, please.
So I think you get a little bit more money by killing him, but I'd rather have the good guy rule the town than the bad guy. So up to you which you choose. Doesn't have a long-term effect, really. A little bit more loot again. I'm not going to grab anything. But we got all the spider poison glands that we need, so we can head out. Hoping with the quest XP we'll be able to hit 16, because we need to hit 16 before we start the blacksmithing and all of that. Alright, so like I said, we're going to come over here and get the other remains on our way to Tow Farm. There's a couple of ways we could go. We could go up and kill these brownies, so might as well do that to get the extra XP, even though we'll have to come back down, but I'll hit these 2 packs up there. That's odd. Never had a problem jumping down from that bridge before. So these things are kind of nasty. They can take you out pretty quickly. So be careful when you're fighting it. Like I said. It's a good thing I've got my fear gourd out. Just standing there. Either way, we got the XP. Away with you, you're useless. So we'll grab this fast travel point since we're over here. We're not going to actually go in yet. We could, but... Hey, Hylian. Doing good, man. How are you? looking forward to having infinite gold here in just a minute. AI is totally worthless. Get him, Viragorda. Yeah, I'd say it's quite a bit better graphically and play-wise than Baldur's Gate. I've got my camera zoomed out a little bit, but you know, you can zoom in and play closer up if you want to. I just like being able to see what's coming up behind me. But the lore and the writing and everything, if you like high fantasy games, then this is phenomenal. It's one of the best RPGs I've seen out there. Combat's pretty good too. Movement's responsive. You know, it's you can build your character however you want. I don't think I need to worry about. There's no persuasion checks or anybody to talk to in here, but I'll go ahead and make a save anyway. People are dead though. I actually didn't need to loot those guys, and I could have left them for later, but oh well. I don't think it'll make a big difference. We'll check and see which robes that I like better, though. I think I'll stay with the cutting robes. Didn't mean to loot those guys, but oh well. So now we can turn in all 3 quests back at town. So Dark Souls is really, you know, it's you don't. I mean, you've got spells that you can use, but it's really about which spells you equip. And you can swap between them pretty quickly, and then your build really depends on your armor and your weapon. Like armor and weapon in this one do have an impact, so you've got like a big variety of classes of weapons that you can use, and then you know, it's not like you have katana and it's the katana that you would use through the entire game. You have like chakrams, you have longbows, you've got fey blades and staves and whatnot. So it really, like, you've got more variety in the weapons, and they all feel pretty differently. It's also faster paced combat than Dark Souls. And then, you know, your gear does have an impact. Like, you've got light armor, which is sorcery, medium armor, which is finesse, and might armor, which is like heavy warrior armor, basically. And then you've got skill trees that kind of match up with that. So you've got might, finesse, and sorcery. So I'm doing a sorcery build, and this is kind of like a skill tree, like WoW sort of. But you can respec anytime and then go into, you know, if you want to play sorcery might, you can do that. If you want to play sorcery finesse, you can do that. If you want to do an even split between all 3, you can do that. So it's really up to you how you build your character. But the abilities that you can use are determined by which ones you put the skill points into. So I've worked my way up the sorcery tree right now. It's a lot of fun, right? Like, I like chakrams a lot. So you don't have any weapons like this in Dark Souls, for example. You know, so it's kind of it's kind of like, I think the combat in this is way better than the combat in Dark Souls, but that's just my opinion. And I love Dark Souls, don't get me wrong. I've beaten all 3. I've 100%ed, I think, the first one and the third one. You know, and absolutely love Dark Souls, but no. So Diablo is more like top down. This is action RPG, right? So it's similar to Dark Souls, but faster paced, like closer to Bloodborne, I would say. But obviously this came out before Bloodborne did, and before Dark Souls. Why am I going back in here? See, you're distracting me, man. Alright, we are heading back to town to turn in quests. That's what we're trying to do. So we gotta go back up here to Kennerock. No, I'm just joking. Don't worry about it. Feel free to ask questions. It's a remaster, not a remake, so they haven't really changed much of the gameplay or anything like that.
For your part in saving me, you have my thanks. And you're welcome to Gossamer End, a house in the village. Billis Ade, the town blacksmith, will make repairs if you need them. For his treachery, I have banished Gariner from this town. The widow take him. Enjoy your new home, but do so quickly. If the widow is out there, we must send someone to Castle Yorvin to find out why. It used to be a place for easy money when the Fae pacified the wood, but lately things have turned worse. We have neither heard nor seen anything from the Fae stronghold in a long time. It was the Fae of that castle that tamed Webwood initially, and we must discover how. The fair folk work a powerful magic over this forest. I've seen a lot in my years, but nothing quite like they're capable of. I don't know what it could be. Could be a monster, a spider, or just a tail. There's no telling yet what we're dealing with. The spiders make their home in these trees, corrupting what should be a sunny place into a twisted, winding ruin. But Webwood wasn't more than a nuisance until now. Seems like Kennerock is beset by the whole damn forest, and we're not winning. Information. Castle Yorvin was a Fae bastion long ago. They used some form of the magic to pacify Webwood. Perhaps they can tell us how to calm Webwood. We need something to stop these damn spiders. Long ago, the Fae of that castle tamed them, and all of Webwood. If there's any clue as to what they did, or maybe about the widow, we could use it.
Alright, so we just got access to our first house, which we can also upgrade, but I'm going to come over here and confront Cartery Jack first. So I believe that was, or Cartery Jack rather, Grim Harvest quest. So let's go ahead and do that, and I'll save before I do it.
So, the savior comes for Cartery. What do you want? Just a retired mercenary that got stuck in a one-coin town. Men like that don't make or break a defense. You did? I must have left it behind when I was fleeing those spiders. The damn things were everywhere. I can see you're not convinced. So that toff brat sent you to do a little digging. It was only a matter of time before she learned what I did to her parents. But you found out first. A stroke of luck. Now, let's come to an arrangement, shall we? Say, a heavy purse for your silence? I didn't desert the war, only to return 10 years later. I'm never going back to Melsenshire, and Carowin wasn't about to make me. What, you think I had a choice? You can understand what the war means to our people. Even Webwood is more appealing. I thank the gods for the simple life on that farm, and she tried to take that from me. Really, the wandering hero is going to bring me to justice? I think not. I've murdered twice before, and you shall be my third. Finally.
Oh yeah, the voice acting is fantastic in this. They really kind of went overboard in developing this and spending money on it, which is why maybe the studio ended up going bankrupt, which is unfortunate. I would have really enjoyed the MMO version of this that they were working on.
You brought them, thank the gods. My store was almost out. But with these, I can create a fresh batch. Please, take these. I'll be able to make more shortly. I trust his spear, and I trust his judgment. This is a war, or something like it. Barton's the only one with the experience for this. I do. Here's a bottle from our batch. I do not. I'm sorry, but I need more time to prepare them.
Alright, so I think from now on she'll actually give us a bonus to how much she'll pay us for items and stuff. So I'm going to remember the Trapper's longbow was 2,000 if we sold it to her. And we'll check. I believe, though, that the bonus for how much Nene will buy stuff for in the first village in Gorehart is better for making the money using the strategy that we want to here in just a little bit after we turn in the rest of the quests. So we gotta bury the bones yet, and I think the bones get buried back here. No, can't go that way.
Keep it brief.
That one is done. Now we need to do, which one do we have here? Grim Harvest. So we'll return to Menry, get our reward from her, and then we'll upgrade our house.
I can't believe Carteret killed them. My mother and father had been his friends for years. Before I was even born. To think that he did all this just to avoid the war. I knew my family was likely dead, but I thought it wouldn't be over something like this. Thank you for your help. Here is your reward, as promised. I don't know him personally, but it seems few do. I've seen him in a fight, however, and there's much we can learn from him. Believe, after knowing my family all this time, he killed them. That monster. At least he got his.
He did indeed.
I've lost the stomach for these woods. Just when you thought the people in town were all you could trust. But Carteret's gone. I have to remember that.
Yeah, Dark Souls, you know, you've got the option to kill NPCs and everything like that.
Farewell.
It's a much more dark and gritty game, Dark Souls, right? It's kind of like Witcher as well. Witcher series has got those kind of dark options. Sometimes no clear good path either. Let's see. So we do not want to go to Castle Yolvin yet. We could do Crisis of Faith. We don't want to do Building Bridges or Special Delivery or Road Patrol yet. And we're going to hold off on Delek until we're like level 25. So we could do Crisis of Faith, but what we're going to do instead is go get rich after we upgrade our house. So actually, let me turn that on really quick. Customer ends. Now, when you first come in here, go ahead and break everything and loot away. Oh, that's weird. It's got... Is this not... Oh, this is the abandoned house, probably. That's why. When you get into Gossamer End, is what I should have said. Go ahead and loot everything, even though we're generally not looting stuff, you know, otherwise. But all of the stuff in here will get wiped and respawn as you're upgrading your house, so you might as well go ahead and just loot stuff, because otherwise you'll lose it. So you do have a stash now, so you can deposit stuff if you want to. So for me, this Vecreth's cap, I'm probably going to hold on to that. Anything that you don't want, I want to check these gauntlets, actually. Silk Farmer's gloves, can't equip them. Might hold on to them in case I do a finesse build. I'll drop the Squire's ring in as well. The other stuff I'm just going to hold on to. Put the books, Siegbert's journal. This stuff I'll hold on to. So that just frees up a little bit of inventory. You got inventory management that you got to be careful of. So, you know, we've only got 70 slots at this point, which you can only upgrade to about 100 or so. There shouldn't be anything else to loot in here this time. You can use the bed. But we're going to go upgrade now. See what the house turns into. And there are several upgrades for every house.
Garner or Barton? I don't know which one would have led us out of this alive, of those of us that are still around. All I know is I need to close up the windows, check the cellar, and pray the spiders don't find the cracks in the shingling. The man's a fighter, sure, but he's not been in Canarok too long. He doesn't know us that well, and we don't know him either. Now, I'd be happy to fix up old Gossamer End for you. That place could use some expansion. I can put in a dining area for some gold. What do you say? It will be ready in no time. Let me know if you want any further expansion. Keep safe.
Alright, so rather than just upgrading all the way, go back to Gossamer End and loot. There's nothing all that, you know, particularly all that great that you get out of it, but
keep it
might as well get free stuff, right? Help defray the cost of upgrading.
What are you bothering me for?
No, he's down here.
I had a hard enough time just trying to keep Mother's Inn in decent repair without a bunch of eight-legged monsters gnawing their way through. So if you don't mind, let's make this quick. Or better yet, leave me to the task at hand.
He's a ray of sunshine, eh?
Well, it sure would be useful to have an alchemy workbench. I can add a room with one for some gold.
Yeah, there are multiple houses, and I'm like... Yeah, it's pretty open world, so I'm like still very early on in the game, but I'm trying to hit max level as quickly as possible because of the way like level scaling and everything works in the game. So if you watch like the things to know, I kind of explain all of that on that video. But yeah, you've got multiple houses throughout the game that you can get. You even get like a keep later on, which is pretty cool in one of the DLCs. And, you know, you could reach this point in the game where I'm about to get unlimited gold pretty much within an hour of starting if you rush right to it, but that would kind of mess up the rest of your playthrough and leveling, so it'll make it harder to hit max level as quickly as possible. So to get this to this point would probably take maybe if you did it straight out to get to this level, maybe 7 hours or so. No problem.
The Alchemy Workbench should come in handy in these neck of the woods. Stay alert.
Alright, we'll go back over. We'll get, I think we get some alchemy ingredients as well as a refresh on the bookshelf now, right? A few more upgrades here.
What are you bothering me for?
Alright, so we've got our own alchemical lab, and then we get the refresh on the bookshelf. I think there's 2 or 3 more upgrades.
Keep it brief. I've work. I had a hard enough time just trying to keep my... So if you don't mind, let's make this quick. The main floor has been expanded as much as possible, but I can squeeze in an attic for some gold. You'll be amazed when you see that attic. Stay alert. Keep it brief.
There we go. Got a weapon rack. See what we get there. Nothing all that great. Refresh on the shelf. Then if we go upstairs, the bed should be upstairs now, so it's kind of nice. You got an upstairs bedroom. Another bookshelf you can get. The desk. Then break these crates. Like sometimes they'll drop gold. And they do respawn, so don't worry about breaking them. You can also, in your house, you can change your appearance if you want to. So just look at the mirror over here and use that, and you can change your appearance. You can't change like your skin tone or stuff like that, but you can change your hairstyle and tattoos and stuff.
Keep it brief. I've work. I had a hard enough time just trying... So if you don't mind, let's make this quick. Well, I'll have to watch out for the riverbed, but I can add on a basement for some gold.
Do it.
I'll go ahead and set up the basement with some plants and reagents. You'll love it. Stay alert.
Alright, now we get the alchemical ingredients. Also gonna salvage the stuff I can.
Keep it brief. I've work.
Not a whole lot of gold there, but at least I got a little bit, right? Yeah, I mean, it's fixed, right? Like the house system here, in what you can do for the upgrades, it's fixed on what the layout is and all of that. And different houses that you get do have different layouts. And you get, you know, sage crafting altar and blacksmithing and some of them. This one has the alchemy lab and sage crafting, I think, when we finally upgrade this last upgrade. So different houses kind of have different purposes, but it's, you know, you don't have to pay for an inn anymore to rest here. So over the long run, you end up kind of saving gold.
Are you bothering me for?
It's totally worth it to get all of the houses. But this is the earliest one that you can get in the game.
I had a hard enough time just trying to keep... So if you don't mind, let's make this... If you're interested in more storage space, I can expand your basement for some gold. Be careful when you go in there. Somehow a spider got in when I was doing the last upgrade. Stay alert.
I guess I have one more still. Jeez. Lots of upgrades. Yep, and it's just kind of nice to have access to the storage chest and everything like that too. So the storage chest works everywhere in the world. So if you deposit stuff here, you can pull it out in your other houses. So you can end up with duplicates of the books or whatever. I'm not going to bother reading the books right now. I'm just going to deposit them in my stash and read them at my leisure later. The one thing you want to avoid reading at this point, if you do happen to pick one up accidentally, are skill books. So still, you know, stay away from using skill books because that'll mess up your character. I think this is the last upgrade here.
Keep it brief. I've worked.
Yeah, I think they did that just because you only get like one stash per house. There's not a ton of boxes or anything. So they've just connected all of them across the world. Just, I think it's, you know, quality of life. Convenience more than anything.
I had a hard enough time just trying to keep Mother's Inn in decent repair without a bunch of eight-legged monsters gnawing them. So if you don't mind, I can do one last expansion of the basement. Give you more space for the plants down there for some gold.
Do it.
This will be the last upgrade I can give you. I hope you like everything I've done. Stay alert.
There we go. Quest complete for Gossamer End. And I'm going to go deposit. Not sure if I really want to loot this last time or not. I think, like, along the lines of the other chests that I'm not looting, I'm not going to loot this last set of chests here. So I'm just going to deposit. See what I pull out at a higher level when I come back. So, let's see. Let's deposit the books. I think these end up being junk that I can sell. Disposal notes. We'll keep the Warsworn recruitment letters, and we're good to go. But yeah, our house is all full now. The one thing I will loot are the plants, because those do come back. So those will respawn, so might as well get them. It's okay to break the boxes too. So you can see, you know, you've got Sagecraft Altar here too, which is kind of handy. So it's starting to look like a real home. Now to show you how to make infinite gold. You guys ready? Excited? What you've been waiting for? Easy money? Alright, so in order for this trick to work, we need to go up here to a monastery so that we can buy shards so that we can craft gems, and then we'll probably end up selling them in Gorhard. I'm going to double check the boost that we get from the selling, from completing the quest here to see if we can sell for more here in Canarok, but I believe Gorhard is the best place to sell. So in order to get to the monastery, we're going to fast travel up to Gorgwath. And we'll just run over to the next zone. So Glendara again, even though I'm going to be level locking this where I am level wise now, it's already lower level than I already am. You can go ahead and come close to this, don't go inside. So Bloodstone Deep is a decent place to level up right now if you wanted to, but I'm actually going to save that kind of for the next episode. There's a quest in there that we can do. We're just going to come up path up here. There is a hidden chest in here. If you loot that, then you'll get a skill book, but you don't want to use the skill book. So it's up to you whether you want to loot it now or wait. I'm going to hold off and wait, but do not use the skill book until you've used trainers. Yeah, it's better combat than Diablo by far, in my opinion.
Come for our sage crafting. I can help with that. Anything else, speak with Gamian or Udo. We are kindred spirits. We see Mitharu in gems. We seek holiness in refining them. Brother Gamian says it best, but in the art of working gems is all the glory of Mitharu. We have quiet, order, and a sage crafter's bench. What more could I desire? He's very concerned with Fallon's absence just now. He would do well to work a shard. I never understood it myself, but he found solace in plants and people. Things I see no order or structure in at all.
So the guy we're looking for the infinite money trading strategy is this Brother Gamian here.
What brings you to our humble mission? You have heard of our remarkable shards and gems, perhaps? Are you a follower of Mitharu, here to worship?
And I forgot to actually do a save before doing this check, so hopefully I'll pass this. If not, then I'll have to reload at my last save.
Ah, a follower of the great
lucky.
order of the world. You are, of course, welcome to our humble mission, and all of Mitharu's homes.
Got lucky on that one. So yeah, make a save before you talk to him. I forgot about the persuasion check.
He is a man of few words, but he is gifted at the Sage Crafter's table. He's not quite my equal in sage crafting, but his knowledge of herbs and medicines is unmatched. It is a beautiful lesson in the ways of Mitharu. Each gem carries within it his influence. Untouched, you can see the light of peace working in a perfect symphony. A shard is but one raw image of this perfection. refined by our imperfect hands. Behold our unassuming mission, pure and simple as the very first waters. Brother Ansel and I devote our hours to shards and gems, while the others tend garden and shrine. All of us prey upon our beads.
Alright. Here's how it works. Go into his shop. Go down to where you have cloudy ice, magic, physical, and protection shards. Go ahead and buy all of those. Then you'll come over here to the Sagecraft altar. Craft gems. I'm trying to remember. I believe it is armor gems. And we will do, I think it's physical and magic. No, it's not physical and magic. So protection and magic. Yeah, Gem of Refuge. This is the highest selling price gem that we can craft right now. So we're going to want to make a bunch of these. So it's magic and protection. And then for the other ones that you have, so you've got extra shards on stuff, you know, you can kind of mess around and see which ones will sell for more. Might as well just, I'm just gonna, they sell for a lot less, so it's not really worth getting all that excited about. I'm just gonna see what we can get. So Gem of Protection, Gem of Ice Subversion, Gem of Phasing is alright. Let's see if we can actually get some weapon gems here. I'm going to end up selling all of them anyway, but... So, depending on which gems you mix, you can get different different gems. I don't have a Discord set up for my subs at all. I haven't done it all that much. Yeah, and I do have updates. I should send out notifications automatically from the channel for those people who are subscribed who do have notifications up. But no Discord set up at this point. So Invigorating Gem is actually pretty good. Let's see what else we get. Bleeding or... yeah, so those two are the same. So I think I will do, if I'm not mistaken, I think that the best one I can get, that's kind of handy. Health regen, so it looks like kind of the way to go is, I'm going to try a revitalizing gem for this and see how much it sells for, but I think those ones don't sell for that much, so you're better off just doing... trying to get duplicates of whatever you can. So that one just gives ice resistance, that'd give fire resistance. I'll do version, physical resistance. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to head out here. There's one more trick to this. So after you craft all of the gems that you can craft, you'll head out to Gorehart, and I'm pretty sure Gorehart is the best place to sell. Come in here to the Alchemy Lab, Golden Age Alchemy, and then...
I cannot emphasize the importance of...
When you go into the shop, there's a trick here, right? So, yeah, so you can see the Trapper's Longbow I'm getting... about 25% more sell price than I would have gotten over in Canarac, so it's better to sell here. In fact, I'll do that. But the trick for getting the most out of your gems is, first thing you're going to want to do is for those gems that you have duplicates of. So I've got a bunch of Gems of Refuge, right? So I'm going to sell one of those. Right? And since all of these other ones are sort of singles, I'll go ahead and sell those right now too.
but I'm not going to sell the other gems that I have a stack of. Instead, I'm going to back out.
Until you destroyed the farewell.
Talk to her again.
Emphasize the importance.
And then we go into buy and look for the Gem of Refuge. So you can see I can buy it for 22,000, right? So that's significantly more than I sold it for. So I buy that, and then I come back down to where my gems are, and now I can sell all 4 gems for 22,000. Right, so I just made a whole lot more money than I would have otherwise. So now I'm up to 162,000 gold.
Of what you've done. Until you destroy. Goodbye.
All right, thanks, Hylian. Thanks for watching, and yep, I'll be running another episode soon. Not sure if I'm going to do it today or tomorrow, but we shall see. But that's basically how you do it, and now all we have to do is go back to the house that we just unlocked and upgraded, and we'll rest. Conveniently, when you get into town, it is right here, so we can just run upstairs, rest twice. We can head back up to the monastery, buy more gems, craft more gems, or buy more shards, craft more gems, and then sell them just as we did just now. And so you can just repeat this loop endlessly, and you'll get as much gold as you want. I'm probably going to get up to just shy of a million gold, and then I'll be set for the rest of the game, basically. So I'll show you one more time. Looking for Brother Gamian here.
Brother Udo's eyesight is not what...
Once again, by his... Oh, they haven't respawned yet. Why did they not respawn?
It was. That's why I...
Thought it was 2 times that you need to rest. Or was it 7? We'll find out. I'll do 4, and then if it's not 4, then it's 7. It's one. It's either 2. It's either 4 or 7. We'll find out.
A visitor.
Brother Udo's eyesight is not what it was.
He's still not selling it yet. Alright. Nope, it's back. Okay, perfect. So it looks like it's 4 days. So we'll buy those. Go ahead and craft the altar here. You're doing Gems of Refuge, are the primary ones. And then you might as well just combine those two and sell them so that you can get a little bit extra doing the same buy and sell trick. So back over here to Gorhard.
I don't know if I'll ever take on another apprentice.
Oops, hold on. So we now have Gems of Refuge and Gems of Ice Shield. So let me see if I have any Gems of Ice Shield.
Okay, so we'll buy 1 Gem of Ice Shield. We will buy the Gem of Refuge, just 1 of them. And then we go over to sell, and then we will sell all of the ones that we have. Sell 4, sell 4. So I'm now up to 200,000. So you can see I get about 60,000 gold every time I do this loop. So
Not
a very
after
quick
Carth's
way
betrayal.
to
Farewell.
generate cash. And it should work for the rest of the game. So I'm going to stock up on gold, and I will level up, just sort of running around Webwood and Shade River Caves and Glendara. So I'll kind of clear out, use those levels to those areas to hit level 16, so that in the next episode when we come back, I will be able to teach y'all how to blacksmith. So that's it for this episode. Thank you all for watching. I hope you found it informative and useful, and I'll see you back for the next one.